Bookaholics, this is Isabel and welcome to another video. So this video is going to be a little different. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be tier ranking all of the Disney Pixar movies. I know a lot of people have been doing all the book stuff for tier ranking, but I kind of wanted to do a Disney one because I just watched a few Disney movies and I just fell in love with them all over again. And there's some that I haven't watched for so long, there's some that I had different feelings about, and there's some that are just plain great. So I kind of just wanted to tier rank them and talk about these movies because honestly the Disney Pixar movies are probably some of the best Disney movies ever because they hit your heart. Like every single one of them hits your heart. They're just my favorite Disney movies and I just really want to talk about them. And I wanted to rank them and it's just a great excuse to talk about Disney movies and bringing out my Mickey Mouse doll because that's the only Disney thing I have that I could put back here. So the tier ranking in here, it's not going to be the typical, worst, best, favorite kind of thing because there's no such thing as a bad Disney Pixar movie. There's such thing as not very good, but they still have its little moments. I think there's only a few of these that I've only watched like once, and then there's some that I've watched them multiple times. I have a different kind of tier ranking thing in here, so let's just get right into that and I'll show you. I'm gonna be tier ranking based off of the inside out emotions. So let's just get right into it and I'll explain. So the first tier ranking I have is Joy. So Joy, she tries to make her human happy and create those happy memories that we see in Inside Out. So Joy is all about my favorite and nostalgic Disney Pixar movies that just make me happy and just bring back happy memories. Sadness, she is the voice of melancholy and despair. And throughout this movie, everyone doesn't know why she's there. These are the films that just make me cry and are just so emotional that it's just, it hits you right in the heart. Okay? And now that I'm older, I understand why crying is a great thing, but when I was young, it wasn't always my favorite thing. I always felt pretty embarrassed by it, and there's a few times that I still feel a little embarrassed by it because I cry over the littlest things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that is Sadness. Fear. He is on the constant lookout for every possible danger that could befall his human. So in this one, I didn't know exactly how it would fit it, but I feel like this one is the moral kind of stories. The Pixar films that really try to teach you something and just show you something and make it morally sound, that you just kind of learn something. You learn something in each of these films, but these are the ones that are meant. They are for you to learn kind of thing. Or they might just freak you out when you watch it when you were young. I don't know, but that is that. Anger. So this one could be like one of the movies that make you angry, but honestly, none of the Disney Pixar films make me angry, but honestly, this one is all about protecting the humans from injustice. So I think you already know which ones I'm going to put in this one, but this one's all about protecting and all about the films that maybe have some kind of the same as Fear, but in a different way. Like there's moral obligations and there's things that you need to know. And you need to realize that you have justices. I don't know what exactly is going to be in this one, but I do know two movies that are definitely going to be in here because they deal with some of the injustice. So we'll see where it goes in here. But yes, that's that one. And then Disgust. She is all about looking out for her humans' best interest, and some of those best interests are disgust for broccoli. I'm not too sure exactly what's going to go in this one either, because when you see the word disgust, it's like ones that really just gross you the hell out and just aren't good, and there's barely any Disney Pixar movies that are just not good. But there are a few, and there's a few that maybe I would never watch again. So I don't know if that's gonna be quite where this one goes, but you know what, we're gonna get into it and we're gonna see which movies go in which tier ranking, so let's just get right into it. So the first one here, Up. Now this one, oh my god, the beginning scene and just multiple different scenes throughout this whole movie just make me cry, but especially that beginning scene. Oh my god, that whole collection of scenes are just so heartbreaking, and it just hits you right here, okay? And honestly, whenever I think about this movie, I think about that first scene and just the soundtrack that goes along with the main character and his wife. I cannot remember their names and I apologize for that, but I don't know if I think I'm definitely gonna be putting this one in sadness just because of that opening scene. That scene just makes me so emotional. So I don't think there's any other place this one could be. Toy Story 3, oh my god. I don't know where this put this one. Like, I know where Toy Story is going. Toy Story 3 has a bit of a different feel to it. Like, I feel like this one has both of a moral kind of story, but also just a very, very sadness story. But I don't know if I want to put this because, like, there is some moral stuff going on in this movie. And, like, this one has, like, a very dark tone to it. So I feel like I want to put this in fear. Just hear me out, okay? The sadness comes at the very end when he gives up Woody and gives it to a younger girl. Oh my god, that scene is so sad. But kind of like the growing up aspect. Being forced into this other world and then being surrounded by these other toys that are just trying to like force you down. But like then you kind of rise up above your fear and you freaking dominate and get out. So like I feel like that's a good place for this one to be because it has a darker tone to it, like definitely. So I think I'm fine with putting it there. Cars. Now I don't know if I want to put this in joy because it's definitely not in sadness. But I remember, like, I have really good memories with this movie. Like, I watched it first in Lloydminster with my brother, and then I really, really loved it, and I wanted to watch it again. Like, I loved this movie. The other two, I don't know where I'm going to put in them, but I don't know where I want to put Cars, because Cars could definitely go... Oh my god, can you pick it up, please? I don't know why mine does this. Cars could definitely go into joy. I don't think I could see it anywhere else because it wasn't like the sad movie. Like I think I might have teared up the first time I watched it, but nothing really all that big. But I think I'm fine with putting it in joy because honestly it was a pretty joyful movie and I really did enjoy it. And I got some good memories from it. So I think that's a good place to put it. Okay, Brave. Brave was such a good movie. Honestly, there's a lot that I could say about this because it's like one of the first female main characters that really just does not have any love in it. Like, there's no romantic love in this one. Like, there's the hint of like being arranged marriage, but there's nothing about it actually being about a love story, which I absolutely appreciate. It's more about the familyness to it. I feel like in that aspect there's a morality to it. Like, there's a moral of family and being with your family and loving them no matter what they do and forgiving them in some ways and letting them go and letting them follow their own path, in regards to the mother letting go of her daughter and allowing her to choose her own path. I think I'm gonna go with Fear. Fear seems like the best one for this one. Okay, The Monsters University. I don't know where to put this one either. Oh my god, like the second movies, like the first movies I'll have an easier time I think, but when it gets into the second and third for some cases, I think it's gonna be a little difficult. I think I might put Monsters University. Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know where to put this one. Like, it's not discussed. Like, this one's not about like the best interest of the human kind of thing. And Anger is all about protecting your human from injustices, and that's not quite what this one's all about. I could put in Joy just because of the joy Monsters Inc. brings me. It's not sadness, but it's not either fear either. Oh my god, this one's hard. I feel like this one's gonna be discussed one because it's looking out for a human's best interest, but in this sense, each of them have their own interest in where they want to go. Like, I'm so bad with names. Mike Wazowski, that's it. So Mike has his own dream of becoming a scarer. Like, that's his dream. and he shoots for that, and that's his best interest, and that's what he's pursuing, and everyone else is pursuing their own thing. So this one's kind of giving you the idea of pursuing your dreams no matter what anyone says. I don't know, but that's like the best one that it can go into, so that's where it's going. Okay, Inside Out. This one, just because it's so, like, I'm using the emotional ones in my tier ranking, it's very hard because they all fit in every single one. There's a morality to it, there's a sadness to it, there's a joy to it, there's anger to it, and there's disgust to it because all the characters are there. So, like, where does this one go? So, fear, constant lookout for every possible danger that could befall his human. I don't think this is where this one goes. Joy, she does her best to help her human make happy memories. It could definitely go in there because this one did definitely bring me happy memories. It wasn't like childhood because this one came out like when I was already in university. And then sadness, it does have that sadness to it, but it has it in a way that it really shows why you have that emotion. Like, there's a reason why you are sad. Anger, protect his humans from injustice, so it's not that one. Looking out for humans' best interest. I don't know. It could go in joy, definitely. It could go in sadness because there is a sense of a sadness to this movie. But honestly, I think it's all about the best interest. Like, that's what disgust does. She is looking out for her human's best interest, and that's what this whole story is really about. It's about the emotions that lead you to where you're supposed to be. I don't know. That's where it's going because I think disgust is going to be where all the ones I don't know where they go is gonna go. So, you know, it's okay. The Good Dinosaur. And this one's definitely going in sadness. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's definitely going to sadness. Oh my god, this movie hit me so hard. Like, I feel like it hit me really hard when I first watched it, but then I like suppressed all the emotions I felt and I forgot what happened in it because I watched it again. And oh my god, this movie... This movie hits hard. Holy crap. It's so sad and so happy, but like in a sad way. Like, I don't know how to explain this movie. It's just so fantastic and so good, and I just loved it. The next one, Finding Dory. Again, I don't know where I want to put this one. So Finding Dory is all about Dory finding her family and kind of finding herself. So let's look at what the emotions do. So joy, she does her best to help her human girl make happy memories. Sadness, she's a voice of melancholy and despair, and she doesn't know why she exists. I mean, that could fit because Dory doesn't really know why she exists either because she doesn't remember anything about her past life, but you know. Fear, he's on constant lookout for every possible danger that could befall his human. Anger, he does his best to protect his human from injustices. Okay. Disgust, she is looking out for her human's best interest. So Finding Dory is all about her finding her family and finding herself in a sense. So again, because I don't know where to put this one, it went into disgust. Perfect, because that's like that is the main place for all the ones I don't know where to put it. So Cars, oh, is that 3? Yeah, Cars 3. Honestly, I don't know where to put this one. Oh, was that Cars 2? Okay, Cars 2 is not going into joy. I just realized I put Cars 2 into joy, and that's definitely not where it goes. Cars 3, honestly, I don't know where to put the Cars 2 and Cars 3. These are going into anger. Because for one, I didn't really care for these two. Definitely 3 was a lot better than 2. 2 just seemed kind of pointless. 3 had a bit of a point to it, but it honestly wasn't because of human injustice. Honestly, these ones are anger because it just wasn't that great of a sequels to Cars. That was so fantastic. But you know, they're just gonna go into anger because I can. Okay, Coco. Coco, I don't know where I want to put it either. Coco is all about the familyness. Again, I know when I think about Coco, there's a sadness to it, but there's also a joyfulness to it, but there's definitely a moral part to it. Like, there's that fear. There's a fear of losing family kind of thing. There's a fear of letting go of your family, and there's a fear of everything. Like, there's just like that fearness of not being accepted by your family for what you want to do. There's a fearness of losing family. There's just a lot of morality in this movie, and I think that's the best place to put it. So that's where it's going. Toy Story, this one has no ifs or ands about it. Joy is definitely where Toy Story is going. I don't think I have to explain it. Toy Story was like the first big film that Pixar did, so it's got a place in my heart right here. I've watched it so many times and I love it. Incredibles 2. This one, I was thinking about the injustices. When I was talking about does his best to protect his human from injustice, that's what I thought, because The Incredibles is all about the heroes and all about fighting injustices, and there's a lot of injustice in this movie. Okay, Toy Story 4. I honestly don't know where I want to put this either. This one had a lot going on in it as well. Like Toy Story always has a lot going on in the movies, and this one kind of felt a bit off to all the other ones. I don't know how I want to explain it, but like there was a certain feel to it that was a little bit different, but there's also that sadness and joy as well, and I honestly don't know where to put this one. This one follows Woody mostly. Like it follows Woody and it follows some of the other characters, but they're more secondary characters in this one, unfortunately. And then we have some new characters coming in and all this stuff happens. There was a morality into it, but I think this one, again, just like some of the other ones I put in discuss, there is a feeling of having your best interest in mind, like going for what you want rather than allowing other people to pick out what you should want. So I think that's where that one's going, because honestly I don't know where else to put it. So discuss is where it's going. Okay, Onward. This one is honestly so good, and I think it's going definitely into sadness because it hit me so hard, and it's honestly probably one of my favorites right now. It really hit me hard because I have some experience with some of the stuff that goes on in there, so I really appreciate that. It had such a great story, and just the family aspect and the sibling aspect was just so wonderful, and I loved it. So that's a no-brainer. A Bug's Life. I think this one's also going to Joy. I think a lot of the ones going to Joy are the ones that are going to be the oldest, because honestly there's just so much nostalgia around it. Bug's Life definitely wouldn't be in any other category, I don't think. Like they do have some morality to it, but honestly it's just a lot of fun. It's just a fun story, and it's about persevering and kind of fighting your bigger bullies, stuff like that. So it could go in the other, some of the ones, like it could go in anger for the injustice of that. It could go in fear for morality and kind of fighting for your best interests, like in disgust. But I think Joy is the best place it can go, because honestly I have a lot of good memories with this movie, so I think that's where it's gonna go. Now Toy Story 2. Honestly, out of all the Toy Story, I think this one's the least favorite of mine, because it's the one that I don't have much memories around. I don't actually think I watched it before I even watched Toy Story 3. I think I watched it after I watched Toy Story 3. Like I don't think I actually ever watched this movie before then. And I honestly don't really remember all that goes on in here. So I have no idea where to put this. Like I don't remember what goes in this, and maybe that's an injustice to the whole Toy Story franchise. So let's put it in anger. Because I don't know where else to put it. So that's where it's going. Okay, Monsters Inc. is definitely going to Joy. This one definitely could go in sadness, but I think it fits much better in Joy, because this one was just such a fun movie to watch and rewatch, and it's just so fun, and I loved it. The next one, Finding Nemo, again, Joy. These 4 movies right now are some of the best Disney Pixar movies. And the first 2, definitely for nostalgia reasons, they are the first 2 movies that were made. And then Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc. were just fantastic and done so well and had such great storylines to them. And honestly, they just bring so much joy into my life. So that's where they're going. The Incredibles, I think this is going to go into Anchor, because it's all about the injustice and fighting that. So that's where it's going. Cars. So there we go. We got Cars finally, which is gonna go into Joy. And the same aspect of what I was talking about with Cars 2, which was not where it was supposed to go. Cars was definitely one of those ones that bring a lot of memories, because I watched it back in the day with my brother when it first came out in theaters, and I just absolutely loved it, and I wanted to rewatch it and watch it and watch it and watch it, and I just had so much fun with this movie. So definitely going to enjoy. Ratatouille. So Ratatouille is, let me just read over the things here. So joy, she does her best to help her human girl make happy memories. Sadness, she's the voice of melancholy and despair, so not those two. Fear, he is on constant lookout for every possible danger that could befall his human. Anger, he does his best to protect his human from injustices. In disgust, she's looking out for a human's best interest. So in this sense, I don't think the rat is looking out for his human's best interest. I don't know. Like, he has the dream of being a chef, so he uses the human with his hair to help make great dishes. And so he's kind of following his best interest, not really looking out for the human's best interest, but I think that's where it's going to go. Disgust. Because for one, rats are disgusting, so that kind of fits, but it also kind of fits with what it is. And then WALL-E! Honestly, when I first thought about this one, I thought of WALL-E, and the first thing I thought of was fear. That would be where it goes, because this one is on the lookout for constant danger for his human, and pretty much WALL-E is all about the danger of us just ruining our planet. So I think this one fits pretty well. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below if you liked this kind of format. If you like what I said about the Disney Pixar movies, if you agree or disagree with some of my thoughts on it. And subscribe if you have not yet, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye!